Hello, Larry here with PriceIt Software. Today I want to show you a new feature that's been developed to allow designers and artists to have their own environment to work in within PriceIt without actually having to have PriceIt installed anywhere. So this could come in handy for a lot of you who have outsourced your designer work and arts and things like that. So what I'm going to do is show you in three parts how that works. The first part's going to be how to set up or add a user. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're here at the order entry screen. There's a couple different ways you can get there. So we can click on the shortcuts and then come down to designers, or we can go to jump tool, support tables, and then come down to designers. Either way will get us to the same location. So I already have a user in here, but I'm going to show you how to add a new user, or a new designer. So what you would do is you'd click on new designer. You'd fill out this information here. You'd put in your all your information, their name, or the login, actually what's going to be, their zip code, all their information here, what type of work they do from this drop down menu, and then any internal notes on this designer. So I've already done one, and we're going to go back. I guess it wants me to create this anyway. We'll just call this Travis. And then we're going to go back to Darth Vader. So this is one that's already been set up. What you'll do is when you're setting them up is you'll come into the login. You'll put in their login information here. You'll put their password information in here. And then what you'll want to do is email your designer the web path, their login username, and their password. In this case, we have it set to 1234. Designer is Darth Vader. All the contact information's here. So what you do is email this information to the designer, and that's the path and the login that they would use going forward to do work for you. So now I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here we have the designer and the password. We're going to go ahead and log in. And this is what they see on the other side. So before I get to the portion of this training, which is to train the designers how to use this, I want to show you how to integrate this designer into the job to make sure that that they get assigned the work that needs to be done. So meanwhile, back in PriceIt, what you would do, like you would normally do, is just, you'd put your job in, you would put all your information in, who it's for, and then down here, you could choose from the drop-down menu who that designer is going to be. So in this case, it's going to be, we put in Darth Vader. So this job, 1531, should appear in the designer's login. So if I come back here, we can go over to 1531, and here it is. So I want to show you something. You see here how it's a kind of a blank artwork space. This is the space that they'll need to do their work and put it in. What activates this is when you put in number of stitches or number of print colors. So if I get rid of this, right, and then we go back to the designer's login, actually we'll go over here, grab this real quick. Now you'll see there's nothing there, right? It's gone because I don't have any of that information filled out. So if you want your artist to have an area to work within, you'll need to make sure that in PriceIt, when you're setting them up, that you set it up so that you have, the number of stitches where the location is. So we're saying this is, 7,500 stitches. If it was a screen printing job, we'd have to put in, fill this information out here. And if there's 4 of these filled out, there's going to be 4 blank spaces in this job for the designer to work on. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to move on now to the last part of this training. Now that I've shown you how to set up the designer, how to work within order entry to make sure that the designer gets the job and that they have the work in front of them they need to do. The last thing I want to do now is show this to the designer. So this is the designer portion of the training. As a designer, what you would do, I'm going to log out and take you right from the beginning. So from here, we're going to go in and I'm going to get that screen for you, and then we're going to log in. So let's go back here. and you'll simply put in your username here and your password, and you'll log in. Again, we're in a browser, we're not in PriceIt. So now I can kind of scroll through all the jobs. Like I can look at my orders from here. It says it found 6 jobs, and it will list them all here. And I can also look at the ones that are in progress here, all the jobs that I'm working on. And it kind of gives me sort of a clipboard of activities and things that I need to do. So for this job, basically, I'm looking at, this one's a screen print job. It says here, get art. So I'm going to go to the, let's go to a different one here. Let's see, embroidery one. Let's go with the embroidery one. Let's start here. So it works the same whether it's embroidery or screen printing. You'll come over here and you'll click on get art. This will open the art file. What you'll do is then select the artwork. So I know that this is the right one because if I come back here and look, it says reference guitar neck. That's one of the things that will need to happen as well so that the artist knows which one to be working on. So they would basically just come in here, they're going to assign this artwork, I guess, work on it. There's another place that they can do it as well. They can look at the documentation. If I click in here to documents, they can see here the, this is like the reference file only. So they can start here if they want and look at what that is. They may want to open it up and they may want to just look at it. They could download it, look at it, and then determine which file they're working on. So once they've done their work, they can then go back for proofing and get it approved. What they want to do at this point now is come in here and say get art. And because we know it says guitar neck, that this is the one, the reference, so we're going to select this one, art number 1215. These are all the colors and the threads. And at this point now we can send it out to have the proof approved. So I'm going to click on here, proof needed. And then of course they can email or text this out to the customer for approval. Once it's been approved, whoever's been designated will get an email or response back, a notification that the artwork has been looked at or interacted with, and that the customers either declined it or approved it. Then the artist can then upload their work to this box here. And what this box does is this is where a DST file can be stored so that once it's been approved and everything's copacetic and it's going to production, they can put a note in here, ready for production, and they can go ahead and click in here, and they go right click, insert into container, browse to the file that they're going to upload, and they can take it from there. So once that file's been uploaded to this place, it will then appear in the screen printer or embroiderer, actually the embroiderer's login screen, and they can actually grab their DST file right from here, knowing that this is a production file. Also looking at this from the designer's perspective, we showed you where the jobs that are in progress, so they can see what they need to work on here in a list format. There's also, they can scroll between them here, going left and right. They can also see if they want, they may want to know, like, well, what color is the garment that this is going on? They can click on product and see which products this is going on, and then make any adjustments they need to during when they're working on the art. Okay, so we also have here, when they are done and they say the art's done and it's been approved and everything, they can click on here, art done, and they can say done, and it's been approved. And then they can move on to the next item on their agenda. In this case, we have some screen printing. It's the same idea. We click on get art, we upload it, and go from there. So that is pretty much the designer's portal for PriceIt software. And if you have any questions on any of this, please don't hesitate to give us a call. The number here is 802-257-5188. All right, thank you very much.